the chakram. The chakram is an Indian throwing weapon which dates back hundreds of years. Warrior Sikhs would throw it like a frisbee or spin it at high speeds on their fingers before launching it into the enemy. Weapon of the Hindu god Vishnu, its exotic nature has resulted in it appearing in TV and movies. Odd Job's lethal bowler hat in the James Bond movie Goldfinger was a variation of the weapon, as was Xena's weapon of choice in the cult TV series. The Indian warriors would wear multiple chakrams into battle, carrying them around their arms, their necks, and even stacked high on their heads in specially designed turbans.
For the strength test, we're going to take your chakrams and see if it was designed well as a throwing weapon. We're going to use a specially designed mechanical device that will launch your weapon into the sugar canes because sugar canes have similar consistency as human limbs. If your weapon can cut cleanly through a sugar cane, that would indicate that you have a weapon that would do mass destruction in the field of battle. This device here is calibrated so that every throw is going to be the same for each of your designs. Chris, you're first. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
In 3, 2, 1, engage!
That's cool.
Well, Chris, it cut 2 sugar canes. I see no indentations on the edges here. This will cause maximum damage in the battlefield. Good job.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay, Trenton, you're up next. In 3, 2, 1, engage!
I watch mine just kind of do an overarching arc, just a bloop. It hits the sugar cane very low, just a couple of inches off the ground. However, it shears them, and that means I'm good.
Well, Trenton, because of the weight, obviously it didn't fly out as high, but it did cut. This definitely will be an ankle cutter. Now for the kill test. The chakram is primarily a throwing weapon. However, in close quarter combat, sometimes throwing a weapon is not an option. Trenton, you're up first. This is designed to be a handle, correct?
Yes, sir.
So in order to keep myself safe, I'm gonna hold the handle, and I have to protect the back of my arm with this. So on the design alone, that's a concern. Let's find out what it does. Well, Trenton, that performed quite well. It cut some ribs, and it disemboweled the dummy. It will kill. Good job, Trenton. Chris, you're up next.
Excellent.
Wow, well, it really opened him up in the belly here, so he's totally disemboweled. Definitely cut through all the way and broke a rib. It'll kill.
You have both performed outstandingly. However, there can only be one winner of $10,000. Chris, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Congratulations. Trenton, unfortunately, your weapon did not make the cut. Please surrender your weapon.
No, of course I'm disappointed. I fought real hard. Thanks. I'm sorry. Man, Chris, he did an awesome job. That's the kind of person you want to lose to.
Chris, congratulations. You will receive a check for $10,000.
Congratulations, Chris. In function and form and historical accuracy, your blade performed the best.
I'm a little in shock. Chris isn't here anymore. Please leave a message.
The Tall War. The The Talwar was a lethal and fearsome combat weapon originating in the 1300s. Instrumental to the militia of the Mughal Empire, its curved blade was optimal in delivering repeated blows to human flesh without the danger of getting stuck in bone. The weapon also included a sharp spike attached to the pommel that could be used to strike down opponents in close-quarter combat. When off the battlefield, the Talwar was a sacred sword worn by Sikhs as an article of faith and symbolized their duty to defend the rights of those who were unjustly oppressed.
All right, gentlemen, this is the sharpness test. Now, the Talwar was a blade respected throughout India. So to test the sharpness of your blade, I'll be cutting into these sugar canes. David, you're up. You ready?
Absolutely.
All right. I think the sugar cane speaks for itself. There's a lot of weight in this, but it's not bad. It's balanced very well. So the design of your knuckle bow, being inside where this pommel is, if my hand slips back there, I'm kind of whacking into that. But it's sharp. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, Jordan, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this. I just love sabers. This is a cutter. It's fast, it's light, but the profile of your handle could be a little bit larger for my hand, but all in all, the cuts speak for themselves. It just passed through with no resistance whatsoever. Nicely done.
The Talwar, a battle-tested weapon. But what kind of lethal damage does this weapon do? To find that out, I will take your weapon and deliver killing blows on this ballistics dummy. David, you're up first. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this.
Doug in the ballistics dummy. This is the test that I wanted to see. I'm just, like, super excited.
Your edge of your blade is sharp enough to cut and lacerate the whole torso here, cutting deep and cutting into bones. Same thing with the clavicle over here and into the ribs. Your handle construction is a little bit on the wider side, but it's wieldable. Overall, your weapon will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
Jordan, you're next. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. All right, Jordan, let's talk about your blade. Your edge geometry here definitely lends itself to be a very good thruster. It's sliced in easily. Your edge is razor sharp, that I'm able to lacerate into the dummy and break some bones. Your handle is a little bit on the skinny side, but I'm still able to index and hold on to it. Your weapon will kill.
All right, gentlemen, this is the strength test. The Talwar was a battle-tested weapon known to actually take heads in combat. To test the strength and durability of your blades, I'll be chopping 4 times into these beef rib sides. This is not about what your blade does to the beef, but what these ribs do to your blades. All right, Dave, you're up. Ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, Dave, I've got a little bit of chipping and rolling right where the impact is. It's not deep, but it is there. All in all, it felt good. All right, Jordan, you ready?
Guess so.
Took a little shrapnel off that one. I can run my fingernail along that edge and not feel anything. No bumps, no chips. Still straight, everything's still tight. Good job.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, when weapons of this caliber come into this arena, these decisions are never easy. The Forged and Fired champion is Jordan. Congratulations. You were the Forged and Fired champion.
Congratulations.
David, you created a beautiful weapon and it was a pleasure to use it. And this decision came down to the finest details. Basically, the positioning of that knuckle bow on your handle and those chips that turned up in your blade in the strength test. For those two reasons, we're letting you go.
David, please surrender your weapon.
Absolutely no regrets. I would have liked to have done better, but I agree with the judge's decision. I came here to prove that I could hang with some of the best bladesmiths in the United States, and I think I proved that I can do that.
Jordan, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving that check for $10,000. How do you feel right now?
I feel great, and I feel pretty accomplished.
Well, you should.
What a great way to jumpstart my career into making really high-quality blades.
Well done.
This is what I've really wanted for a long time. It's why I came here.
Thank you.
I'm Forged in Fire champion.
A pair of Bagnak. Wow. Meaning tiger's claw, the Bagnak was a ruthless weapon originating from India. While concealed in the hand, it could serve up surprise attacks, resulting in deep gashes that pierced through both skin and muscle. This variation was called a Bishwa Bagnak and included a lethal blade that was made to resemble the sting of a scorpion. This design made it a triple threat where it could either thrust, slash, or claw its way into an opponent. One of the most well-known uses of the weapon is recounted in the history of the Maratha Empire, when Emperor Shivaji secretly wore a Bagnak and fatally disemboweled his enemy.
Bladesmiths, to see what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, we'll take your Bagnak and deliver multiple slashes and thrusts and claw at this big carcass. Josh, you're up first. You ready for this?
So ready. My heart is beating out of my chest, and I'm just trying to calm myself. But I'm pretty confident that it's going to perform well.
To be my Tiger Claw today, please welcome back my brother, RJ Marcaida. All right, Josh. First up, it's comfortable. My 3 fingers in the middle allow me to grasp on to the claws easily and not feel that it's going to impede my movement with the hand. The clawing is very deep. Your slashes cut deep into this big carcass. Overall, your Bagnak will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Chad, your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir. The only thing that I'm really hoping to hear right now is just Doug will say he'll kill, because that's a pretty big accomplishment.
All right, Chad. First up, the handle, it's on the thinner side. There's a little bit of movement there. But the positions where you have the claw is secure. It's safe. They're razor sharp. On the lacerations there, the slicing, it cuts deeply. Overall, your weapon will kill.
Thank you.
Well, RJ, I can see that your fighting skills have not changed since we were kids. You still scratch like a girl.
Cat claws.
Thank you very much. I hope you had a lot of fun. Next up is the strength test. Ben?
Bladesmiths, to test the strength and durability of your Bagnak, I'm going to be clawing and stabbing away at these logs. Remember, this test is all about what happens to your blades, not what happens to the log. Josh, you're up first. You ready?
I'm ready.
Well, Josh, the claws held up very well. There's no mark on them that they've ever even seen a tree. But you lost your tips.
Yep.
The first one went as I started to pry, but the second tip, it cracked as soon as I stabbed in. I like the feeling of these in my hands. They were comfortable to wield, but I can't deny that they're not there anymore. Chad, you're up next. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, Chad, you lost one of your tips. The other one was scaring me, but it's in one piece. It held up well. I like that you did Damascus. I like the pattern of it. It's really pretty. Overall, well done.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, to test the sharpness of your blades, I'll be clawing and slashing at our Sandman here. Unlike the strength test, this is all about what your weapons do to this target. Josh, you're up first. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, Josh, these are sharp. You can see these cuts, just clean rakes across the chest. No tearing. I actually like that hook you got. These are definitely cutters. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, Chad, you're up. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Chad, these are amazingly sharp. Each one of those cuts is beautiful and clean. They're very light, very fast. I think you did a beautiful job. These are very nice weapons.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, what started as a round one nuts and bolts challenge came down to these Bognock. Both of you have put in an incredible amount of work. Unfortunately, in this arena of competition, there can only be one Forged in Fire champion. Chad, congratulations. You are a new Forged in Fire champion. Good job. Josh, unfortunately, your Bognock did not make the cut.
Josh, you brought us a matched pair of beautiful knives, very sharp and comfortable in the hand. But unfortunately, in the strength test, yours took more damage, and that's why I have to let you go.
I understand.
Josh, please surrender your weapons.
I'm a little discouraged, a little disappointed, but I'll bounce back. I'm really proud to make it this far. To me, is real acknowledgement that I have a skill set for this, that I'm going to keep pursuing it, keep getting better, learn from my mistakes.
Chad, congratulations. You are the new Forged in Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for how much?
$10,000.
That's right, $10,000. Good job. Please present your weapons to the judges.
I'm feeling really good right now. That's lost for words. Being Forged in Fire champion was surreal. I was able to show my best, and it makes me feel really proud.
The Qatar. The Qatar is a punching and thrusting weapon originating from Southeast Asia. It was the special weapon of the fearsome Rajput warriors from India, who were said to hunt tigers with a pair of Qatars to prove their skill, bravery, and nobility as warriors. It has a distinctive H-shaped handle which places the large triangular blade or blades directly over the wearer's clenched fist. The experienced warrior would use the Qatar like an extension of their arm, allowing for fluid, fast, and agile attacks, in much the same way as the famous Marvel superhero Wolverine uses his deadly claws.
To test your Qatar's balance and ability to slice and slash, we have created this multi-layered strike zone. It consists of different targets at varying positions. Jamie, you're first. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Nice. Definitely has got good swing to it. Cuts to the air. As a slasher, that will cut. Good job.
Thank you.
David, you're up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It is a good slasher, but I wish you didn't extend this guard here. It has some issues. Turning my wrist around. Good balance, though.
Thank you. Both of our blades performed really well. It's anybody's game until the fat lady sings.
To test your weapon's ability to deliver a lethal strike, I will take your weapons to punch and thrust into this ballistic gel dummy that is wearing the kind of Indo-Persian armor that these weapons would face. Dave, you're up. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm feeling a little trepidatious. I'm hopeful my blade will cut through the chainmail.
Well, that went disemboweled him. That punctured right through the chainmail. Definitely went right into the heart. That, sir, is a killer.
Thank you.
All right, Jamie, you're up next. You ready?
I'm ready.
Disemboweled in there. It didn't quite go through the chainmail. But because this splits apart, it got in a little nick right in there. And on the final kill right above there, it got through. Jamie, it will kill.
Thank you. 2 kill shots. I was pretty happy with that. I think anybody on a battlefield would be.
For the strength test, your guitar will be placed in this pneumatic arm thrusting device. This device is calibrated so that every thrust is going to be the same for each of your designs. And just to make it more interesting, we've doubled the layers. Your guitar will have to go through 2 sheets of metal. Dave, are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, engage! Very nice. That went right through both sheets. This blade is strong.
Thank you. My blade pierces both sheets of iron. Awesome. Philly steel.
Okay, Jamie, we've loaded your guitar into the device. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1, engage! Well, Jamie, it went through the first sheet of metal. It didn't go through the second sheet of metal. And your alignment on the tips are now warped. But it still went through the first sheet. Good job.
Thank you. It's really disappointing to see that my guitar didn't go through both sheets of metal, but as far as design and performance, I'd say we're about neck and neck still.
Jamie, David, you've both been outstanding competitors. However, there can only be one Forged in Fire champion. David, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Congratulations. Jamie, you did not make the cut.
The creativity that went into your blade, all really, really good. But I think historically there's a reason that most bladed weapons have a single blade. And that second blade just winds up slowing everything down. And because it didn't pass the tests as well as David's blade, that's how we made our decision.
Thank you.
Jamie, please surrender your weapon.
It's validating for me to have made it this far. Thank you. Now I know I can compete with guys that have been doing this for 20, 30 years.
All right, brother.
Congratulations, David. You are the Forged in Fire champion. You're gonna get a check for $10,000. How do you feel, man?
What a road.
Dave, you've never made a guitar before, and look what you came up with. Your Japanese masters would be so proud of your work. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug. A 10G purse? It's coming at the perfect time. Thank you very much. Domo arigato gozaimashita. The Pata.
The Pata was a unique gauntlet weapon developed by the Marathas of central India. This double-edged weapon had a long, flexible blade over 4 feet long. The Pata was so distinctive, it was featured in the cult classic film Willow. Instead of featuring a guard like most swords, it had a steel gauntlet that would cover the hand and sometimes even the forearm. With their arm strapped inside of the gauntlet, the user would not have the use of their wrist. Therefore, a soldier equipped with a Pata needed experience in using such a unique weapon. While the Pata was commonly used by mounted warriors, its design allowed even a soldier on foot to strike from a wider variety of angles compared to a conventional sword.
To see how sharp your weapons are, I will take your Pata and I'll deliver 3 sharp blows on these meat carcasses. Travis, you're up first. You ready?
Might as well. I feel pretty good going into weapons testing. I know my blade has good geometry and it's comfortable.
Well done.
Okay, Travis. Very nice, clean lines with your blade. On the motion, it's got great recovery. A little bit heavy for the gauntlet there, but it is wicked sharp. Your weapon will cut.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, Shane, you're up next. You ready?
Yes, sir. I know this weapon will hold up to the test. I mean, that's a given. I built this weapon strong. How it performs doing those tests is the question that's still in my mind.
Well, Shane, off the bat, it's very heavy, hard to handle in terms of the recovery. Your blade is gorgeous, though. Beautiful Damascus pattern. In terms of sharpness, it did almost cut through the 2 pieces over there, cut all the way through the centerpiece. So this blade will cut.
Thank you.
Next up is a strength test. Dave?
Now, a Pata in combat had to be sharp, but it also had to be strong. So to test your blade's strength, we're going to put it in our vise and then flex it both directions to 20 degrees. If your blade's strong, it should return to true. Travis, you're up first. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
I'm pretty nervous right now. Anytime somebody shoves your tip in a vise and goes bending on it, you can't help but think something bad's gonna happen.
20. Looks good so far. All right, Travis. You know, everything's still right and tight up here. Your connection to the gauntlet's very solid. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Shane, your turn.
Let's do it.
10. 20. All right, going the other way. 10. Ooh, 20. All right, well, Shane, I was actually worried more about the connection right here flexing, since you've got it supported on that one side. But your blade is true.
Thank you.
Next up is the kill test. For that, I'm gonna hand you over to Doug.
To see how much lethal damage your weapon can do, I will deliver some killing blows on this big carcass. Travis, you're up first. Ready?
Sure.
Travis, your design of your Pata feels good when you're thrusting. It went all the way through the carcass. On a diagonal slice, almost cut all the way through the pig carcass. Overall, sir, your blade will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Shane, you're up next. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. Okay, Shane, your edge geometry on your blade's on the thicker side, so it tends to chop as opposed to slice through. But in terms of a thrust like that in cuts, it's very lethal. Those kinds of damages will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
Travis, Shane, the judges have made their final decision, but first, we have some feedback for you both. Jason?
Travis, I really like the overall construction of your patah. When you pick up a piece like that, it makes me want to strike something. I like the sheepskin you put inside of that also. Overall, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Shane, I love the fact that you brought us a piece with a lot of craftsmanship in it. That ladder pattern Damascus in your blade is beautiful. But also, all the supports around the gauntlet being Damascus added a lot to that piece. Even with the cross-section as thick as it was, I was able to flex that blade 20 degrees in either direction, have it come back to true. So you obviously really nailed the heat treat. Nice job.
Thank you.
Travis, Shane, the Forged in Fire champion of champions is... Travis, congratulations. Shane, this time your blade did not make the cut.
Shane, we asked you to turn in an iconic weapon from history. What you turned in is fitting of a Forged in Fire champion, but the weight and edge geometry of your blade affected its performance. It underperformed in the sharpness and kill test. It's for that reason we're letting you go.
Shane, please surrender your weapon.
Travis built a better weapon than I built. I got beat. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been an honor to come back as a champion. The reason I came back is to become a better bladesmith, and that's what Forged in Fire does. So when I get home, I'm gonna spend time with my family and get back to work.
Travis, you beat out 3 others to become our champion of champions. Congratulations. You will also be receiving a check for $10,000. Good job.
This is awesome. Shane is a very skilled guy, and it was really neat competing against him. It felt really good winning Forged in Fire once, and to be able to do it again and say that I'm the champion of champions is a pretty neat feeling. But I gotta head home and build some grinders.